Welcome to episode 10 of Let's Play Civilization 3 Play the World. Alright, we're going to fortify this guy here. And now we get to settle our city here. They do recycle city names. They only have a certain number of names, and after that they begin it all over again with the prefix new. And now what I'm doing here is, I didn't show you this before, but you can actually stack the order of how you want things built. So I want those 5 things to be built in order, and it will do so unless I tell it otherwise. So I won't have to worry about that city for at least a while. There's a lot of a little bit of a land grab going on for that area in the northeast, but besides the Mongols, there's no one who can really control it that well. And since you probably figured this out if you don't already know, but only one great wonder of each kind can exist in the world, so there can only be one great lighthouse, one pyramids, and if you're building one and another civilization gets it first, you have to switch to something else. Now, after a while, a lot of this does get repetitious, but at least you always have the feeling that you're building towards something, that things are growing. And right now, the two main things I'm growing are my infrastructure and my army. You see how the roads connect most of the core cities right now. That's good. That means the resources is being shared among them. I can build horsemen and swordmen in all those cities. I want to expand the road network to all the cities in my empire, so that way it will be much easier to get troops from one side to the other in case of attack. And the one good thing about roads is that if they're in your territory, your opponents cannot use them to their advantage. To them, it's like they're walking on whatever terrain type is below them, rather than the road itself. The only exception to that is if you have a right of passage agreement with your neighbor. So, roads don't actually help your enemy in invasions, but they do help you, which is a very good thing. Now, this is the military screen. We are allowed 72 free units with this type of government. We only have 48, which is good. That screen is going to become important after we switch governments, because Republic and Democracy don't allow you any free troops. You have to pay 1 gold per turn per troop. And it might seem like it's not worth it to switch to one of those governments, but believe me, the benefits far outweigh those drawbacks, as you will see in probably another video. Excuse me. As you can see, the Chinese are sneaking their way in, as they have been. I probably could demand that they get out of the territory, but there's really no bother. They're not going to attack me. They're just going to maybe get in the way a little bit. I'm not too worried. And Mongols want to talk to me. Want to trade a territory map. Whenever they want to trade a territory map, I always get a little weary about that, even though I've never seen it directly lead to war. It feels that they want to know more about my territory so they know where to strike, but really, it usually doesn't come to that. And there's a little bit of a space in there. No one's really claimed it. Maybe these Chinese will claim it, which I think will kind of be useless, but it's up to them, really. You see there's a Japanese city out there among all the Mongol cities. Now that's going to be a problem for the Japanese. Okay, now we have 2 things going on here, 2 important things. First of all, we've discovered currency, so now we can finally build the long-awaited marketplace. But the more important thing is that we have entered a new age. We have left the ancient times behind, and we have now entered the Middle Ages. As you can see, new tech tree. There are still a couple things from ancient times we haven't researched, because not everything is a prerequisite to the next stage. The things with little circles crossed out, you don't actually need to get to the next stage, but we want them. I'm going to study the Republic next because, apart from democracy, which we won't get until later, Republic is probably the second best form of government. Despotism really hampers your growth, and I'm going to be very happy to get rid of it. So another thing about every time you enter a new age, the buildings actually look different. I'm not sure if you can tell. It's easier to tell with the European tile set than the Asian, but they are different, and they will change with every age. You can see we're building a marketplace in just about all these cities. Rather build a swordsman there. And as soon as the marketplaces are built, that's really going to help our economy. We'll be able to raise scientific funding. Celts are complaining that our boats are in their territory again. And going to build another marketplace here. I try to build marketplaces in every city that I can. And eventually you'll be able to build banks and later on stock exchanges. Because every age gets a little bit more expensive because there's more troops and there's more buildings to support. Now, you can actually see a list of all the soldiers I have, which is okay. I wouldn't say it's great for a civilization this size, but it's alright. But I do have many in the works now, under construction, and very soon, it's not really much of an offensive force, but it's pretty decent defense if one of these nations decides to declare war on me, which is entirely possible, given the aggressiveness. Because as I may have said before, each nation has its own rating of aggressiveness, some more than others. And that is the end of this video. I hope you'll join us in part 11.